You're doing amazing, sweetie. Yeah, people don't like our vocal fry.
People don't like us.
Yeah, people don't like us.
Our haters got their panties in a bunch about our voices. I think like my main point first off is that I think our haters should get their story straight. Do they hate our vocal fry, or do they hate our indistinguishably monotone, low energy pitch?
Right.
I don't know, but I was thinking that like in the spirit of addressing some of our critics and also sending out positive vibes, I would like take some advice from some of the people on the internet, on Reddit and on Twitter, and maybe from now on,
it's always good to take advice from people on Reddit.
Yeah, totally. I think that's a good practice, and maybe, you know, I was thinking maybe now Dasha and I could modulate our voices a little for future reference or for future podcasts. I was thinking of doing it in like my daddy voice, like, Daddy, please tell me about austerity politics. Or the other thing that I was thinking about was to take a cue from like my ultimate thinspo role model, Tony Soprano's mistress Irina.
Oh, perfect.
and you know, take the advice.
Tony.
Yeah.
Oh, Tony, explain to me, please, what is neoliberalism?
And somebody actually suggested that one of us like affect a really thick accent on like Twitter to do the podcast in the future, and I think like that's a great idea. Because I want to sound more like the Russian trolls that we are. Because I think that'll raise our like sexual currency too. Men hate vocal fry.
Men hate the sound of women's voices. They think all women sound the same, and attribute vocal fry to anyone.
Anything, yeah. And I always assumed like vocal fry was like kind of like the valley girl, like sorority girl thing, like the kind of.
No, it's I actually do have vocal fry.
It's a croaking.
It's like about being too lazy to like talk, enunciate clearly, and you know, I'm just exhausted.
Yeah.
So that's why the register of my voice is so low and down here.
Yeah, it's the vocal pitch under neoliberalism. Yeah, we're just exhausted about, from the drudgery of our lives as women under neoliberalism. So like our voices break and croak at the tragedy of the extreme circumstances that we have to survive through. Yeah. Well, but we're taking you seriously, everyone out there that
we're gonna
told
try
us to
and
get
better.
raped. Yeah. That's really raped. You know, the most action that I'd be getting in months. So
honestly, it's really
bring it on. Yeah. So speaking of women and vocal fry and
the tyranny of neoliberalism.
The Wing
is being investigated.
Yeah.
That's where I get my blowouts.
Do they do blowouts?
Oh yeah, they do blowouts. They do. So the Wing, for those of you who don't know, is being investigated by the New York Human Rights Commission. The Wing is a women's social club and
co-working space, blow dry bar.
Dry bar basically, which is like located in a place called Ladies Mile in New York City and a bunch of other like unimportant locations. And they have plans of opening up shop in DC and LA. Yeah.
Oh, and there's one in Brooklyn too.
In Dumbo.
I was looking at the site today, checking out some of the amenities and merchandise.
Yeah.
I obviously didn't know there was a blow dry bar, but seems like they have avocado toast and stuff.
Yeah, and they have like, you know, a really cute like millennial pink.
Yeah.
It's just a giant Thinx panties
ad.
Yeah,
it is,
basically.
So it's the Wing is basically a place where you can like get a manicure and get a blowout and sit on like a millennial pink mid-century modern couch with like gabbing with other women while like not actually doing an iota of work. And also I think rumor has it that they have a lot of mirrors in their wing, like installed like with lighting, because God knows we ladies love to look at our reflections
of ourselves.
And I guess the idea is that they're being sued for gender discrimination.
They're not being sued yet. They're being investigated for the commission is going to look into their practices and make sure that they're up to code, compliant with.
But we got a tip from
Yep, very credible source.
Yeah.
that basically Audrey Gelman might have planted this little ditty.
Yeah.
She leaked it to Jezebel herself,
She orchestrated,
which is masterful.
She's savvy.
Yeah, Audrey Gelman is somebody that I have like a lot of begrudging respect for, because she's like this unassuming, adorable little Jewish spinner who's actually like totally clever and nefarious.
My only criticism of her was like, what were you doing with Terry Richardson? Good God.
Well, yeah,
Who's with
that's
Terry Richardson.
she dated the downtown. I mean, what was it, like the
Downtown.
herpes brand
Spinner.
ambassador.
Okay, wait. What was Aaron Bondaroff's name? Downtown.
Aaron, the downtown Don.
The downtown Don.
Yeah.
Terry Richardson is basically the downtown daddy.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
I've always been very attracted to Aaron Bondaroff.
Jesus
He's Jewish, Dasha.
Yeah, he's Jewish.
You're
He's
sick in the head for the
smarmy, I
Jewish
know.
men. Yeah. I find
When the article came out, I was kind of like, Well, I've been like playfully touching his arm for months. I don't know. What after you get my clothes ripped off in a car?
And you didn't get any.
No, not at all.
Interesting. But so I guess the idea is that like Audrey Gelman is the ex-girlfriend of Uncle Terry and the BFF of our favorite human beanbag, Lena Dunham. And she's also very politically savvy because she worked as a press secretary for the New York City comptroller Scott Stringer. Yeah, Stringer.
And she needed a place to change outfits.
Between
like shilling for Hillary.
Yeah, and she's basically like a hard-boiled Clintonite. Audrey Gelman is somebody who, like quotes Dipset lyrics and hangs out with Remy Ma and like gets photographed at Mets games, like being a New Yorker, but actually hates poor and black people because she is like a Hillary shill. Am I allowed to say that? I mean,
Yes, and it costs $3,000 annually to join the wing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a women's only Soho house.
Basically.
Yeah, so I mean that's the bigger issue, right? That like the wing has like, they're being investigated because men actually not only cannot be members but cannot actually be guests of the wing, but
They do employment.
They do employment, and also the wing has no compunction in taking like venture capital money from WeWork, the giant WeWork, which is probably headed, I'm going to go out on a limb having not done any research, probably headed by a man, and they take, money, they have something like $40 million in venture capital, 32 million of it, which comes from the wing, or from WeWork. This investigation is interesting because it's obviously like very trumped up and misguided.
Yeah, of course.
And it almost seems stupid that anybody would bring it against an organization like this.
Well, that's why we have the intel.
We have the intel of a source, yeah. And I would totally buy that, like, this is like...
Inside job.
Yeah.
Of course.
Because Dasha, you sent us a tweet today that...
Oh yeah, she tweeted this morning that she woke up wondering why it was that Jezebel, she's like trying to deflect, very savvy. She was wondering why Jezebel knew about the commission before the wing itself did. Something to that effect.
Who the fuck reads Jezebel?
I know. I know. Yeah, as always, Mag is the voice of reason. I haven't logged on to Jezebel since like 2008 or something.
Until I read that article this morning to get ready for...
Which was authored by a man. In general, it's pretty like safe to say that the wing is like an exponent of like the worst kind of like coastal elite, pink pussy hat liberal feminism.
It's their headquarters.
Yeah. So, of course, the wing is like horrible and nefarious, but it has nothing to do really with the fact that it's discriminating against men.
Sure. Yeah, there's no reason to investigate them.
Yeah.
If anything, they're discriminating against poor women.
Yeah.
I mean, ultimately, this is just a great press for her.
Yeah.
For her national campaign for like...
I Stand With the Wing is trending. People are like vocalizing their support.
She must be getting more feed money too.
Definitely. Okay. Well,
Yeah, and it's crazy. I think I read like a New York Times article or something, or some statement that Gelman herself released, where she sort of cited, because originally the wing was like a place for women to like, do their astrology charts and like paint their nails together, and now, she cites like the Me Too movement and Time's Up and the Women's March as like very effective women's-led movements, which is debatable, but she basically attributes the new political animus of the wing to like this upsurge and
right, that their women need a safe space, a safe haven, a shelter.
Yeah.
The leering.
But I mean,
and the groping. That's
from the interior photos that I've seen, because Lord knows I've never been in that thing. It's a lot of Gloria Steinem, like picketing signs.
Yeah.
It's just littered. The walls are littered with that kind of.
I would go if they invited me.
I guess
I would go too.
I'm just gonna put that on record right now, even though
If you guys want us to stop by, we'll gladly take a look at the facilities.
We'll record our podcast from the womb-like interior of the wing after we
Maybe the
settle
lactation room would be
It's a big upgrade
Good
from this
acoustic.
basement we're in.
Yeah. I mean, everybody knows neoliberal women, like career feminists, don't have children.
Yeah,
But,
they do have a lactation room.
yeah.
Wait, at the wing?
They do.
I saw it on the site. It's one of their.
Huh.
I don't know what goes really. You'd think they'd be able to lactate wherever
Yeah.
in a truly progressive space, but
I don't want to be. I wouldn't want to be around like these people.
Other people while you were
No.
lactating. While you were like pumping your breast milk into
I
lukewarm
thought I want like paid leave, like maternity leave, like see you later job. I'm out off for 2 years having a kid.
I want a
I don't-
job.
I just want a husband. I'm also putting that out there.
I don't want to go to.
This is a call to the cover
subreddit.
subreddit.
Yeah, preferably Jewish and not dead.
Preferably alive.
Yeah.
I'm fine living off of Adam's Patreon.
Oh God.
Oh, I need more alcohol.
We're practicing like a feminist realpolitik here, because at least we're like very honest about our motives. But the wing, they've shored up all this kind of like political Sturm und Drang around themselves, and it's all basically to serve their like neoliberal membership bracket, which is again I think starting at like $215 a month, and then like $2,300 for an annual
Oh,
membership.
you could do like a layaway payment.
Yeah, you can
No,
pay
you
by
have to
month.
pay and you have to pay annually.
Oh,
I'm looking into this.
like lump sum annually.
Lactation room.
So, but on their website they have like this. They have the breakdown by individual month, and it's
Yeah.
like $215.
But then it says all memberships are an annual commitment.
Oh, I see.
Oh, they lock you in.
Oh, so they
You
Okay.
can't just
So you're
check it
stuck.
out.
It's like Planet Fitness.
Yeah.
To get a doctor's note to
get
get out of the wings contract.
What happens if you're actually locked into the wing? Like, does anybody know like what the contract is? Like, you just don't renew
Us
after a
do.
year. Yeah.
Have to hit
We'll
first
have
source.
to get a guest.
Yeah. I emailed the wing a while back because I wanted to get in there to just like scope it out, and of course they like won't, let me in within like a 2-mile radius.
You're not
Well,
invited.
yeah.
It's a coven.
Yeah,
They
it's a
also
coven.
identify as a coven.
Yeah.
I think you need to definitely let them know that you're a woman.
Yeah. This is
Behind that
what
Twitter.
Josh said. Yeah.
Sir, we are discriminating against men here. Maybe one of us could get a job as a janitor or something, and then.
Well, Dasha becomes the porter of the wing.
Yeah. Well, I had high hopes because my very good friend and roommate Leia was interviewing at the wing, and I was hoping that she would be like my mole, and I guess that didn't.
Oh, she tried to.
Yeah.
They didn't let her?
Well, she was interviewing. I mean, I guess she just didn't get the job, but like, or maybe this is probably all up in the air. So I might just be ruining her chances by signaling my affiliation with her.
Oh, they sell a Nomi Fry t-shirt.
At the wing.
Is Nomi Fry a member of the wing?
I feel like there's a lot of, I think there's a lot of cool and interesting people going there,
I know
for
Caitlin
sure.
Phillips goes.
Yeah.
Like I said, I hang out there, but it doesn't say that it's.
I'd move in.
Yeah,
Maybe that's another
we'd
thing.
squat
Can
in the
I
way.
live there? My hair would probably look great.
Yeah. I mean, I hope when like the inevitable like nuclear or like infrastructural apocalypse comes to New York and the city is decimated and it's like a Mad Max or like the Warriors type scenario.
Marauding gangs.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Marauding gangs of like sinister homosexuals of the world.
Well, they did. I remember the day after the election, the wing tweeted out like, "Oh, never mind our fees or membership. We're welcome to all women."
Yeah.
Wow.
They opened up the door for everyone to mourn.
Yeah.
The wing.
Yeah.
But again,
Sad to have missed it.
I stayed at home.
Yeah, me too. I actually only found out about this in retrospect, and I really, really regret not getting in there while I could. Yeah. So again, Audrey Gelman, if you're listening, I'm willing to change my tune about the wing. If you could just waive my year-long membership. I love metal concert tees of bands that I have not listened to, and I am a total Mets fan. So, you know.
Anna and I have been to a Mets game.
I've been to a Mets game, yeah.
I don't remember much of it, but
I have
you were in
a
a
Mets
box
shirt, but I was wearing it on the train in LA once, and like an autistic guy started talking to me
Of course, yeah.
and like trapped me in a long conversation about. He was like, "Oh, you like sports?" I was like, "No." He was like, "Do you like comic books?" I was like, "No." And then he was like, "What do you like?" And
Swords?
I was like, "Politics?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "Why?" And then when I thought about it, I was like, "I guess just because I'm mentally ill." Like,
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't like the Mets.
Yeah, I don't either. We went for the buffet.
There's a buffet.
Yeah, it was good.
we got in like a fight with some like local Queens guys, Mets fans.
Yeah.
Our boyfriends were hanging out and actually watching the game. I still don't even remember who won, but that's all right.
I don't either. I have no idea.
I can't even watch. It's undecipherable to me. I don't know why.
It's such a
they're just
slow
images.
sport. It's a bunch of basketball and soccer I can watch because at least the guys are hot and they there's a lot of action. They run up and down the court. In baseball, it's a bunch of like hamster asses holding their dicks, like standing around with their dicks in their hands in a field
like
for 3
dumpy
hours.
asses, like unflattering pants.
You know, I totally buy into this whole idea that it takes very little athleticism to play baseball.
I guess you have to be
agree.
strong, but most
Barely.
men are like pretty strong, I guess. So it doesn't really.
I only want to go because it's for the food. And honestly, come to think of it, I'd rather be a Yankees fan
The Yankees.
than the Mets.
I respect that.
The Yankees are like the team of like New York underdogs. It's like Italians and Puerto Ricans and like poor people, and the Mets are basically the team du jour of like the coastal elite, rootless cosmopolitan segment of sports.
Do you remember the Seinfeld episode when Jerry drives his Volvo convertible? You've never seen Seinfeld?
No, I'm not. I'm
never
a bad
seen
Jew.
Seinfeld?
I'm a very bad Jew.
Yeah, this
Anna.
blows my mind.
Yeah.
What have you been doing?
Masturbating to curb your enthusiasm.
Close enough.
Flicking the beam to Larry David. Dishy Jeff Garland.
I love Jeff Garland.
Yeah, he's like actually really
I ate
hot.
lunch next to him once. I love his voice.
Yeah, I like that he's a big man.
Where did you have one?
Jones on 3rd in Studio City. It's kind of an industry spot for people in the entertainment industry, such as myself.
For the big dogs.
Yeah.
Jeff Garland and Dasha.
Before I was a successful podcaster.
Yeah. Another thing that our haters really hated was that we like talked a lot about the difference between LA and New York.
Which we were doing as sort of a bit. Like, we know it's like an
Annoying thing, but what else are we going to talk about? Like, with all due respect, this is like a New York-centric podcast, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
For people who are interested in the goings-on in New York.
Yeah. in the goings on of like getting your like hair blown out and your nails done at the wing.
Can I outline my platform for Venmo feminism?
Is this a 2-minute pitch?
It's like an alternative to like the wing. Say it's like if you feel disappointed by the corporate feminist promise, you can be I made up a new kind of feminism called Venmo feminism, which is that basically the idea is that because of all of the rampant sexual harassment in our society, it's not really safe for women to have a job, which is why I don't have one. And so in kind of like a retribution, all gainfully employed men should just hop on Venmo and make things right. And just redistribute the wealth, if you will, by like Venmoing me or like another broke girl in your life. And in return, I won't call anyone out, and I'll stay like relatively hot and docile.
So you're like advocating for like basically like a revival of old school gender roles, but through like the digital platform economy, and also like micropayments of hush money.
Basically,
I think it's a great idea.
Thank you. Yeah.
Hit me on Zelle.
Yeah.
What's Zelle?
Well, that's a new Venmo. If you're gonna be in on the micro patronage via these like bank transfer apps, you have to know all of them.
I just collected a payment for $125 from Zelle. I'll have you ladies know, but it was not from a man, unfortunately. It's so much nicer when men buy you things and do things for you than when it's like a woman or an organization. It was for an essay that my friend Alexis Abadijian, who I will shout out on this podcast, wrote together like years ago, and we didn't think it would ever see the light of day, but I guess it is now materializing, and I connected and used my Chase app and got the money, and Zelle is really Zelle is like it's like Elvest. It's like the wing of payment platforms. Like it's like friendly and feminine and has kind of like a, it sounds like
maybe I'm a Zelle feminist.
Yeah, it's like very legally blonde.
Supposedly all the banks are supposed to connect to it. Cool. I tried to send my boyfriend rent and it didn't work.
That's your first credit union. The first mistake is paying your boyfriend rent.
There was like a long, like on social media, there was like this whole like long kind of drawn out thing of women being like, give pay us money. Yeah. Which like I agree with in principle, but this has to be a transaction. Like you have to be offering something in return.
Right.
Which is like, how prostitutes and escorts make their money, because they are offering a basic service in return. Women can't just simply exist. You can't just lay there like a termite queen and expect the micropayments to come streaming in.
Right.
Like what is your value proposition?
It's almost like a blackmail transaction.
Yeah.
In the case of Emma feminism, easy come, easy go.
Yeah.
But if it works for you, that's fine.
I mean, no one's, if you think that maybe you've softly sexually assaulted me at some point, or we've had sex and like you maybe think it wasn't that great for me, hop on Venmo.
I just learned on Twitter that it's Trans Visibility Day.
Oh, happy Trans Visibility Day.
So we can shout out to Hari Neff, who's
a wing member.
And was shilling for the wing on Twitter.
Big time. Well, she's on the cover of their
this
magazine.
whole debacle.
Yeah.
Shilling for
So wait, the wing has a magazine
called No Man's Land.
Wait, that's what I call my pussy.
Anna's single, y'all.
Yeah, I'm single. My labia are the wing and the pussy is the no man's land, guys. We're really looking to change that up here.
Yeah, they have some kind of publication.
It's that broadsheet thing you sent us?
No, that's some merchandise at their store that you can buy.
Oh.
But this is like a magazine that like Brie Larson contributed to. Who I also fucking hate.
Pardon?
Wait,
I
is
hate
Brie
Brie
Larson? Who's Brie Larson? Is that like Amber Tamblyn?
They're similar.
Okay, because they just seem like
waiting
blonde
to get on the
actresses.
fucking horn to say this bitch.
Sorry, Brie Larson, you're on notice. She's just another like pretty annoying actress
Sorry.
who's not that hot, and I hate her especially because she tweeted sort of like peak Me Too about being at the airport and a TSA guy asking her for her phone number after she merely smiled at him.
Okay.
And then she said to live life as a woman is to live life on the defense.
Okay, so a poor black or Latino person
had the audacity
to
look at this beautiful actress
and get like, you know, mildly horned up and try his luck. I mean, really kudos to men who are willing to try their luck with women, because, you know, this day and age you really can't do that. Like, you know, back in the day you would walk up to a woman and like try to like, you know, flirt with her, like graze her thigh or touch the small of her back or something, and maybe you would get like pepper sprayed. Now you get like a Medium post that lives in posterity on the internet.
Yeah. In that Wing article as well, there was like testimony from women being like, I'm getting catcalled constantly. I get catcalled on my way to the Wing, and then when I walk through the doors, I know that I'm safe.
Yeah.
See, I don't know. I've always said this. Catcalling is totally acceptable. I have to walk my dog all the time. I get catcalled in my neighborhood very frequently.
I almost never.
I have a huge. They're like, excuse me, sir, you're blocking me.
You guys, I have a huge ass. That's what the key is.
Yeah.
In the neighborhood.
Ass.
That's right, guys. Meg has a huge ass.
Yeah.
Redditors.
Right. Meg's ass is
Listen up.
It's a real whale tail over here. No, but that's the key. So that they see the rump. But if it happens during I think if it happens during bank hours, if it's daylight, it's okay. Yeah, I don't mind. It's like a compliment. Don't do it at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
That's fucking weird and scary.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing with catcalling too. It's a moral gray area. Like, and you know, sometimes I feel really like shitty and fucked up and depressed and exhausted, and I barrel out of my apartment, and some guy is like, "You're beautiful," and that, you know, makes my day. And the guy doesn't have to, you know, usually it's like some guy with like a cane who hangs around on my block. And, like, looks like he has like advanced stage HIV. but there's a difference between like somebody trailing you, like menacing you, and you realize like this whole like catcalling argument is really like an assault on working class men, because who catcalls? Rich men don't catcall.
No, they're not out on the street like loitering waiting for women to pass by.
Yeah, so like, you know, the whole catcalling thing is bullshit, and as far as it pertains to the Wing, like that to me is just like an like
Humble brag.
It's like it's a very rich like terrain of irony and absurdity, because again, I hasten to remind you that Audrey Gelman dated Terry Richardson.
Yep. Boom. Great point. Yeah. Who like fingers models.
Yeah.
Etc.
Yeah, and that to me is a really bizarre kind of like a turn of the plot twist or whatever. The idea is that like there are other, you know, most other workplaces or work related spaces are far more hostile to women. So it's weird that like this commission would be looking into a woman's only space when there are like mixed male dominated spaces that are basically like constantly difficult for women to navigate. Yeah,
like actual human rights violations.
Yeah.
I am truly like,
I think it's all fake.
Yeah. Inside job.
I think everything is fake. Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the world that we live in now.
Name one thing that isn't an inside job.
Yeah.
You need to get off Reddit.
I know.
Jesus
Reddit's
Christ.
like rotting my brain. It's disgusting. I go through phases. A couple years ago, I started smoking cigarettes inside and reading Reddit, and I like basically had a nervous breakdown.
Yeah.
And now I'm back, baby.
Yeah. Dasha is the one that sends me all of the Reddit tips.
Yeah,
And like, up until like a week ago, I'd never really been on Reddit, but there's like somebody
they talk about you.
I know.
It's hard to look away.
I know, it really is. And I'm like a total Leo narcissist, like attention whore. So it is, but what I did notice was that somebody was like on Reddit using my name as their handle, which is scary. But they were kind of going to bat. I doubt it, but they were kind of like defending my honor a little bit.
Like you.
Yeah. They like did a good. They did a basically a baseline good job at kind of like doing an impression of me and my like rhetorical quirks. The one thing that they said was like, this owns or something, which like is something that I would never say because I'm like so repulsed by like the language of the rose emoji squad, where it's like this owns or like this slaps or whatever they say now.
I wish there
Hell
was
yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I wish that there was a way to unleash Anna's Twitter bot on the Redditors.
Oh, they do have bots on
I have a
Reddit.
great idea. I know how we can do that. We can just have my mother as a host on the show, because she like really is the inspiration behind my Twitter bot, which I have nothing to do with. But she like talks like a Russian bot and sends me like emails about chemtrails and like Russian cuisine.
Fan of the show.
Yeah.
Anna's mom.
Big fan.
Yeah, she does.
She did. She told us the critique was it was very Linda Richmond, which I take as a total compliment.
We're gonna do our zodiac chart in minute detail on this podcast. Maybe some of the ladies of the wing will take notice.
Honestly, I'm kind of.
sign, Anna?
I am a Leo Virgo cusp.
Right.
Which means I'm on one hand a classic prude, on the other hand a craven, unrepentant attention whore, and this is like sort of like the Nietzschean, like Apollonian, Dionysian inner conflict that I face every day.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, like the angel and devil on your shoulder constantly.
I'm a cusp as well.
I'm cusp too.
You're Aquarius Capricorn?
Mm-hmm.
I'm Aquarius Pisces. Wow. Very special.
We're very cuspy.
It's a very
We're
special
very
cusp.
cuspy.
It's a very special cuspian podcast for cusp interests.
I'm the like stupid optimistic zodiac person who's like emotionally aloof and eccentric.
Yeah.
It's as real as anything else.
Yeah, it's
Right.
like, I don't, like, on one hand, I think astrology is like total bullshit.
Of course
on the
it's
other
fake.
hand, it's you have to believe in something.
Well, if we don't have religion, you have religion now.
I
Dasha's
am Jewish.
converting to Judaism.
I had a wonderful Seder last night.
I'd like to maintain my Catholic upbringing and also convert to Judaism, probably become a cashew.
They're not they're
They're
fairly
the same.
similar.
They have the same like neuroses.
They're both like upset and guilty and horny and stuff.
Catholic guilt is actually very similar to Jewish guilt, which is why I think like Italians and Jews get along so well. Or like in Russia, or some Armenians are Catholic, but or Orthodox Christian guilt. In Russia, why Armenians and Jews intermarry so often. It's actually called, I can't translate it into English, but it's called like, kind of like, there's a word that my mom used to say, it's like grimучая смесь. For all the listeners who understand Russian, you can edit this out. It means like, like the rattlesnake, I was like rattling mix. It's like, because we're combustible when you like mix.
Your mother is Russian and your father's Armenian?
Yeah. But you really have to like, I'm like a big proponent of this, which is why, it's hard to be in a sense on board with like a pure leftism that is basically anti-nationalist, because you as a person, as an individual, have to believe in some arbitrary kind of ethno-religious affiliation to survive. And I think like that's neoliberalism does a great job of doing this, and like some of my favorite writers like Mark Fisher, Will Davies have written about this, that like you know, back in the past in like the social democratic way, the way that we defined ourselves was through like positive affinities like ethnicity and religion, like I'm a Polish Catholic. And now you define yourself almost solely through your adversity, right? Like I have this disease, or I was oppressed,
right? I'm oppressed in these ways.
Yeah. And I think, like, okay, it's problematic on some level to identify with, like, an ethno-nationalist group, obviously, especially if it spills over into racism. But now it's kind of, like, vilified to take pride in your sense of history.
Stormy Daniels, yeah, we promised we would talk about Stormy Daniels.
There was we were talking about Me Too earlier a little bit. I thought it was funny did you watch the interview?
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
I read the transcript.
But it's funny how she, like, openly was like, I don't like anyone co-opting my experience into your, like, activism.
This isn't a Me Too thing. She's like I consented to have sex with this person.
No, and that's like an interesting thing that I was thinking about in terms of like the kind of liberal feminist politics espoused by the Wing and the Steinemites and the Clintonites, is that, you know, liberal feminism basically talks down to women in the guise of female empowerment. One of the most common criticisms of liberal feminism now that we see coming like from the left and the right, I think, is that it purports to speak for all women. And while that's certainly true, I think the bigger issue is that it tries to frame all women as victims or as like survivors, depending on how much money they got for leaking their story to the press or whatever.
Right, well that's the idea about Me Too is like we all are experiencing.
But I kind of, I really appreciated Stormy Daniels going on record and saying like, no, I'm not a part of this movement, and I'm not a victim, and it was consensual, and while I regretted it,
and I wasn't attracted to him,
that's something that happens sometimes.
And then it was very much like transactional.
Yeah, and
I find that's the most remarkable like point of the interview. Everything else is very underwhelming.
Sure.
Yeah. But it's like I mean, I think it's crucially like it's transactional, but it's ad hoc. Like you make the best out of a shitty situation that you didn't see coming your way. It's not like, you know, this woman necessarily went out casting for opportunities. I think the other thing that was like part of the 60 Minutes interview that I thought was very revealing was when, you know, Anderson Cooper asked her, you know, well, you know, what do you say to the people that are like, well, maybe you were just casting around for your come up or for some money or whatever. And she's like, well, I settled for a very low sum and I didn't negotiate.
Right.
She just took it. She could have probably asked for more. And I think, like, you know, it's interesting because a similar thing happened to, like, Monica Lewinsky, right? When who is another Wing supporter, by the way.
She was tweeting about it.
She was tweeting about it, yeah.
That's where she goes to, sorry, never mind.
Yeah, what co-working space does Monica Lewinsky frequent?
Do they have cigars there? At the Wing, yeah. It's interesting because Stormy Daniels was actually acting like sort of the ideal female, like, neoliberal subject. She's being a total free agent. Mm-hmm. She's taking on immense personal risk. And she's actually being punished for it. And not only by, like, Trump's legal team and Trump supporters, but also by these, like, liberal feminists who are trying to shoehorn her into kind of their, like, an understandable narrative.
And I see a lot of liberals also using the same critique of Trump as, like, it'll be like a picture of, like, Barack Obama, like, adoring his wife, mm-hmm. and then being like, well, now our president, like, hangs out with porn stars and prostitutes. Mm-hmm. And so she becomes, like, vilified even though she's ostensibly doing all the right things.
But, you know, like, JFK hung out with JFK hung out with porn stars and prostitutes, or like the equivalent.
I'm pretty positive that Obama has too. We just don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
He just presents a lot better. He's a lot like...
Yeah.
This is something you say is that people's problem with Trump isn't his policy. It's like his decorum.
It's
like
his
the way that he,
sensibility.
like, yeah.
It's because he's repulsive to people, which, you know, is understandable, but we live, he's, you know, really a mirror onto our society. Like, we live in a repulsive society.
Yeah.
And was it really any better under Obama when all of this was, like, swept under the rug and like, you know, this kind of, like, uplifting parochial veneer of like professional managerial positivity? I think that's equally disgusting, right? Like the idea that, like, I mean, maybe Obama does love his wife. I'm okay with
sign.
Yeah. Yeah, and he has like a great family, but that doesn't, you know, exculpate him from like droning other people's Yemeni families at weddings. But I'm also like very kind of on the fence about litigating or like legislating the private, or like in the sphere of public opinion, like the private lives of political figures.
Well, the idea was the Stormy Daniels. The issue was maybe that he used
that it was like a campaign
fund.
Well, the idea was that Michael Cohen, who is Trump's lawyer, paid her this like kind of comparably paltry sum of money, $130,000, as hush money to keep her trap shut, and that was seen as like kind of an illegal, that is being now investigated as like an illegal contribution, a campaign contribution.
But also no one cares. Like, no one who supports Trump gives a shit that he at all.
Well, that was one of the most striking things about his election, when the whole like grab her by the pussy commentary came out. None of his supporters really cared, and none of the women who voted for him particularly cared.
Of course.
There's a certain way that in which the left and right are more aligned than kind of like center liberalism, in that they're almost more, both sides, like both extremes of the spectrum, are almost like more willing to confront their hypocrisies and inadequacies, right? Which liberalism is completely like incapable of doing.
I mean, prior to Trump being elected, no one talked about neoliberalism.
Yeah.
You know, and it was like, at least now we can like address that things are actually very bad for very many people, and that's why we're in this predicament.
Yeah, and that's sort of the accelerationist argument that people have a lot of like issues with, where the idea that like if Trump, you know, accelerates kind of late stage capitalism, that it'll prime the arena for actual true revolt and protest and whatever. And I don't think that that's necessarily true.
I do think Bernie would have won.
Yeah, but I mean, would he have? Because he didn't, right? But like,
well, he didn't. I mean, had he not been like fucked over in the primaries, by crooked Hillary, he would have at least had a real chance against Trump, which Hillary clearly didn't.
Yeah, Jenna Jameson actually is one of the few porn stars who has like gone on record about the Stormy Daniels scandal. She said, as Anderson Cooper relayed in the interview, that the left looks at her like a whore and just uses her to discredit the president, while the right looks at her like a treacherous rat, and it's like a lose-lose situation, and she should have kept her trap shut, basically. And Stormy Daniels actually agreed with her and said, I think there's a lot of wisdom in those words.
Sure.
And I think it's a really sad reality that we live in, where kind of the major political wisdom is coming from like porn stars, who I think like maybe this is like part of the whole like the liberal identification with like sex work and porn stars, which we briefly like talked about last episode. It's that like when ordinary like labor relations mirror prostitution, we're like living in a really shitty time. It's like, what a time to be alive, or whatever. And like, I don't know where I'm going with this.
Another great episode in the can.
All right, guys, we will see you in hell.